Hello everyone, my name is Greg Furman, a market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for April the 13th, 2011. Now our first position is going to be in the iShares Comex Gold Trust, the IAU. Now, a number of things I like about this particular ETF. First of all, it's very, very low costs to hold this position, to manage to get into this position. I think it's 0.35 management fees compared to some of the other gold ETFs that are 0.75. So we're always looking to save money on our trading costs. This one of buying the gold, I certainly like this one better than the other ones. Now, excuse me, looking at our positions here, gold obviously taking a hit today. Now, the question is gold going to sell completely off, or is it simply going to retrace and then start moving up again? I think that largely gold will hold its value. I think we may have a deeper pullback than what we would anticipate, but for now, either way, I really like this ETF, the IAU. So we're going to look at this a little closer now. Looking at our major crossovers, our major support line, 1408, we've closed at 1420. We have 1425, 1420, and again, 1408 is a key level of support as identified by the Vantage Point predicted moving averages. Now, what I would be looking at for stops in this one, I would personally, we're going to look at the predicted high and predicted low of the day, but first of all, I want to point out during our last little bout, our last sell-off, we had some pretty decent support. I'm just going to redraw this line here so everybody can see it. We're sitting down here just about the 1380 a share here, maybe a little bit higher, 1385. So we would want our stops below this level. I would prefer to have my stops in and around the 1360, take a medium term approach to this trade, but there's still some very good opportunity on an intraday basis. Now, looking at our main crossovers from Vantage Point, we've got our short-term crossovers to the downside. So we know it's moving lower. We want to use that move lower to get into our long positions. Now, again, looking at our medium-term crossover and our medium and long-term crossovers, both still clearly pointing higher. Now, our predicted short-term difference is broken clearly below the zero line. But again, I really do think that the market's slightly overreacting to some of the things that are happening in Japan, and that should balance itself out. Now, our predicted true strength indicator, our predicted MACD are still pointing higher. So we've identified we want to buy this on a dip. Now what we want to do is, again, go into the daily report and try and fine tune this entry point. Now, looking at the predicted high and predicted low from Vantage Point for tomorrow, we have 1412 as the low, 1425 as the high. So starting to build our long positions again, 1412 would be our target area. We know that our 18-day predicted moving average is sitting at the 1408 area, so there's some very decent support down between 1408 and 1380. So anywhere in that area is good for an entry point. Again, your more aggressive traders will go in 1412, a little less aggressive, anticipate a deeper pullback on gold, they can watch the 1380, 1390 area. But either way, I think it's a good medium-term play, this ETF, as it certainly does appear that gold is going to go higher in the medium to longer term view. That's for sure. Now, that's our first position for tonight. Now, our second position is going to be in the foreign exchange market, specifically the Euro British Pound currency pair. This is a cross pair. Now, we don't often do the cross pairs, but I see some pretty decent opportunity on this particular pair. Now, looking at the market, trying to penetrate the Vantage Point 18-day predicted moving average unsuccessfully. We've then, you can see it's starting to climb higher, and today we've got a nice move above this former range top right around this 8860 level. Now, this 8860 level coincides with the Vantage Point 3-day predicted moving average, and that's an area that I would be looking at for a potential long entry here. Now, our key levels again come in at 8821 and 8776. Our predicted MACD is somewhat overbought territory, but we've got a fresh buy signal. Predicted true strength indicator also overbought, so we're not looking for really necessarily a longer term play here. But even though I do think we're going to hit that 90 level, or maybe just under it, I feel with the interest rate differential between the euro and the British pound, it does favor the euro from a medium term play, or even more particularly a short term play. So looking at all of our major crossovers here, we'll start with the short-term crossover. That's fully supportive. The medium-term crossover, it's fully supportive. And our long-term crossover, again, is breaking off that trigger and also confirming a move higher. Now, what I also like to do here again is use the vantage point, predicted high and low range, and the break. We can see that this is actually quite bullish. It's repeatedly been the high-low break has been to the top side, on the high side each and every time. This has happened three of the last 5 trading days. Quite bullish. So now my only concern is we are a little bit overbought on the predicted true strength indicator and the predicted MACD, but our predicted short, medium, and long-term differences from vantage point are very, very helpful in this particular case. Now specifically, they're not in overbought territory, and they're above the zero line, which fully supports the long trade. Now we've identified the key level of support. Stop should be in the 87.50 level, so we're going to need a little wider stop. We should expect some volatility. Let's see if we can fine-tune this entry point. We have 88.70 as the low, 89.37 is the predicted high. So 88, again, your aggressive traders will go in looking at targeting the 88.70 area. I'm okay with that, but I would expect we may see a pullback towards 88.60, 88.50. But either way, that's the area we're looking to get into fresh long positions with a daily target tomorrow of 89.37. Now, I don't like to sell the top in this particular case. I prefer to buy on dips. We can see that we have a break that's happened here recently above that range top. So we don't want to. I don't think it's a good time to get into counter trend positions when we can see this happening. So again, for tomorrow, we're going to be looking at, just say on average, the 88.65 area. Stops below the 88 level, targeting the 88.37 level. So those are the market positions for April the 13th, 2011. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.